Everyone. The June 2013 Popular Woodworking issue had an article by Chris Schwarz on building what he dubbed the Milkman's Workbench. This is my rendition of it. It is a product I am now offering. It comes with the bench, two short screws that are meant to be used in the front holes. This serves as a Moxon style vise. The tail vise screw with the garter, two bench dogs, and a piece of extra liner in case you want to add it to your dogs or to the ends of these screws. Let's take a look at how this bench works. The first thing we want to do is install the Wagon Vise screw by threading it into the end apron of the bench. The vise jaw is then slid over the end of the screw, and the slot in the screw and the slot in the jaw are lined up. The garter is then pressed into place, just with finger pressure. This allows the jaw to move back and forth with the screw. To mount the workbench to a tabletop, the provided brackets are used. They're lined up flush with the edges of the table. This allows room for the Moxon vise for the workpiece to drop below the surface of the table, and also for the dog holes. Standard F-style clamps are used for the mounting. And after they're clamped in place, they are below the surface of the workbench, so they won't interfere with the work. The bench comes with two wooden bench dogs. These were made by Time Warp Tools. They're made out of ash. I like a few of the features. They have a ball detent in them to help hold them in place in the hole. And also the front face, the clamping face, is on a little bit of an angle, so it tends to grab right up at the top, which is what we want. I would suggest when installing them that you depress the plunger with your finger to avoid marking up the workbench. But they can be set at any height then without having to worry about them moving up and down. The Wagon Vise, of course, can be used to clamp apart between the dogs quite securely. It'll clamp up to almost 24 inches in length. There's also jaw liner on the inside faces of the jaws that allow a workpiece to be pinched on edge like such. Just a little added versatility. The front Moxon style vise comes with 4 tapped holes and 2 screws. And the screws can be used in whichever holes you need to use depending on the width of your workpiece. To clamp a board in here vertically, drop it down through the slot. And I'd suggest putting it up against the end just to help give it a little extra support. Just hand tighten the screws. You don't need a lot of pressure here. This rail will bow in use, so you want to use some common sense. Now it is very strong. There's a lag screw here that extends 4 inches into the bench, and the other end is a bridle joint with a peg through it. You can see I didn't tighten those real tight, but it's very snug. And that's due in part to the jaw liner back here, which is very grippy. The Milkman's Workbench sells for $4.95. I have a few available now on my website at www.redrosereproductions.com. Thanks for watching.